Hello, my name is Michelle Williams. Welcome to Prayer Journaling through Bosler Library. We are happy to offer this course to help you in your spiritual journey. The 8-session course is pre-recorded for your convenience to settle in and take each lesson in your own time. Session 1 is called Strength and Weakness. As you begin this course, we recommend you have a notebook, a journal, or a computer or laptop. If you choose a notebook, find a good pen offering easy flow in your writing. Finally, find a quiet space to write. If you have limited choices in your household, you can find a park, a library, or create an inner space by using a set of headphones and playing nature sounds or ambient music to quiet your mind. Whatever gives you the creative space to write down your innermost thoughts. Let's talk about where we are. We all have challenges, physical, emotional, and relational. Challenges that wear us down and zap our energy. God knows where each of us is on our journey. We are unique in our experience and level of understanding. God knows this as well, and He will meet us right where we are to show us His uniquely designed plan. Part of understanding God's plan is beginning to have a conversation with God through prayer and journaling. Journaling reveals intimate details about our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and gives us a reminder later on of how far we've come. Journaling is a recorded snapshot of where we are in life. Let's talk about the meaning of prayer. The word prayer is a derivative of the Latin precari, which means to beg or supplicate. The Hebrew equivalent is tefillah, meaning self-analysis or self-evaluation. While tefillah is the most common generic word for prayer in the Hebrew Bible, the Bible also uses other terms, like atira, which is related to petitioning, or tachina, which means to supplicate or to beg, or sayach, which means conversation. Just like Moses had conversations with God and God with Moses. Prayer brings us closer to a healthy spirit and a well-balanced, peace-filled life. In the New International Version of the Bible, the word pray appears 367 times, 202 in the Old Testament and 165 in the New Testament. The importance of prayer started in Genesis with Abraham and was passed down to Isaac, Jacob, and throughout the generations to Moses. Even the Pharaoh of Egypt, who ruled over the enslaved nation of Israel, knew the power of prayer to God. During the plagues, Pharaoh asked Moses to pray for him. In Exodus chapter 8, you'll read that Pharaoh summoned Moses and Aaron and asked that they prayed for him. Pharaoh was asking for change to his outer world, his hardships, the plagues, the destruction and inconveniences of life. But why did the prayers work temporarily and not long term? Why did Pharaoh and his kingdom suffer again and again? The prayers he asked of Moses were to stop the discomfort, the turmoil, the disasters happening all around him. He never asked for prayers to change his heart, heal his mind, soften his view of God's children, or change himself. He asked for the world to change, not him. Moses, on the other hand, struggled with his own problems. He worried over his worthiness and prayed for guidance. God took Moses, this elderly man with a sordid past, with difficulty speaking, and made him a leader. Why? Because Moses allowed God to use him just as he was, broken and inadequate, and in his weakness, God saw his strength. I'd like to share with you a story about strength and weakness. This is a story of an orange tree. The Seville orange grew in Spain, and in 1527, the tree was brought over by Spanish sailors to the southern Caribbean island of Curacao. However, the tree did not thrive in the arid climate and the soil of the southern Caribbean island. As the trees were abandoned, the fruit evolved from its orange color and sweet taste into a green and bitter, inedible fruit. The La Raja tree was born. Islanders experimented with the extracts of the peels, and that led to the creation of Curacao liqueur. La Raja, or carousel orange, is the name of the citrus tree that grows on the island, and it is a descendant of the Seville orange tree. The La Raja tree went to a place outside of its natural environment, and it literally died and then reemerged as a new plant. It could not be the plant that it used to be because the environment had changed. It eventually produced a bitter fruit, not edible, and is now used to make carousel liqueurs. The bitter peels are fermented to make the country's most famous export. The point of the story is the tree had to change to its new environment, and it ended up not producing fruit it had produced before. Its purpose had changed. In its weakness, there was a different strength that was discovered. The strength of its fruit to be prosperous on the island. In your journal this week, write about your weaknesses. Be open and honest with God. Write it down. You do not have to show it to anyone. You can keep it to yourself. This is a conversation between you and God. Take some time to meditate, to pray, to talk to God. This is the opening conversation, a new path for you to follow. For God to hear what is in your heart. He already knows what it is. The journaling is for your own self-discovery and to become more and more comfortable with sharing your innermost thoughts with God in a conversation. In session 2, we'll talk about separating wants and needs. And in future sessions, we'll be talking about wish lists. We'll be understanding clarity, and we'll be assessing the time that we spend. We'll also be rebuilding our prayer life and laying all of our burdens down by giving everything up to God and then bracing for impact, to allow God to work on us, in us, and around us, for us to become the person He created us to be. I hope you join us for session 2, and I hope you find what God is trying to show you through these sessions.